So good day, everybody. Buenos dias. And I don't know if I think I know everybody, but anyway, my name is Pat, and this is Paddle the World in 60 Minutes, program dedicated to keeping dragon boat paddlers connected around the world. Before I get to our presenters, and we've got presenters from all over the planet, like we're going to be doing a lot of traveling today in this next 60 minutes, seriously. But I got to tell you this story. A large portion of our sports demographic is over the age of 50, right? And just look at the screen. At our age, fitness requires a combination of mental and physical toughness. And I got a story to share with you this morning. So with that in mind, I've got a spin bike in my garage. So I was going to do a workout this morning, good workout, on a spin bike. So I got my little bowl of fruit because I tend to visualize when I'm working out. When I hit those tough moments, I think of what I've eaten. I think of things like that I'll say, I got this good stuff in me. I can get through this. So I got my bowl of fruit, get it out there and do all my stuff, and off I go on my bike. And then I hit the wall. It was a really tough piece, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm looking down at the grapefruit and the peaches and the banana and all that stuff in that bowl. I said, I've got this in me. I'm going to be fine. And boom, I blasted through this piece. And I get off my bike, and there's my bowl of fruit sitting there that I hadn't eaten. So, a senior moment. But anyway, I can't tell if you're laughing, but I am. It was fun. Okay, so what do we got going on today? Well, it's going to be fun. There's going to be it's going to require some technical expertise. Part of it on my shoulders, so manage your expectations. The internet may not be that reliable in some of the places that we're going to be this morning. So we need you guys to all, first of all, respect that a couple of our presenters, English is not their first language. And if they seem to be speaking fast or whatever, or they may even have an accent. But please mute, and just to respect our speakers so that we can all, and your teammates here today, so that we can all pay attention. Because if there's any banging around in the background, we might have to pay a little closer attention today to fully understand the presentation. Okay, there's going to be some video and some PowerPoint as well that the presenters are going to try to deliver with their program. So go to speaker view, and that way you'll see you should see them and you should see their presentation. But if you don't, you won't be able to see it. And Tim, I'm going to ask you again, even though I've mentioned it now, to remind me or remind everybody about that as we go through. Okay?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so we're going to scoot around, so fasten your seatbelts, guys. You don't need to put on your masks, though. There's lots of distance between us. From Florida, where we are right now, where I am, we're going to jet across to Capetown, South Africa. We're going to meet Lenora, Hammond. She's a BCS and a competitive paddler in South Africa. And then from there, we're going to head north to Spain, where we're going to meet up with Alfredo Wandossell. Alfredo is a manager of the Spanish national team and of the Cartagena Competitive Dragon Boat Club in Spain. From Spain, we're going to jet back across the ocean to South America, where we're going to meet Ana Marcos and her husband Alejandro, who founded dragon boating in Argentina. So that should be really interesting. And then, of course, we're going to wrap up, and we're going to come north from Argentina to Mondrell's place in the woods somewhere here in Central Florida for another Mondrell moment to wrap it up. And then we'll close with Tim. We're going to go back over to England, and Tim will tell us all about what's going to happen with our next episode. All right? So anyway, sounds like fun. I can see you all jumping out of your chairs, so that's great. So first of all, without further ado, I am going to pass the host over to Lenora. So just bear with me, guys. Go to a commercial break or something.
Pat's doing the transfer there. If the viewers, if you switch your screens to speaker view, then you'll see both Pat and Lenora. That's just for the better viewer experience.
Hey,
Okay.
Lenora, welcome and thank you so much for being with us. What time is it where you are?
It is now 10 past 5 in the evening. So,
Oh,
and
we
it's
got you just before
freezing
dinner.
cold here.
All right. So as I mentioned, Lenora is, we know Lenora, she's been over here to North America. She spends time over here, has paddled with the heat actually, and at a camp we've had. So wonderful to see you again. So anyway, could you tell us how you got started in dragon boat in South Africa?
Well, my dragon boating experience came through my breast cancer. I was diagnosed in 2010, and the very week I finished my chemo treatment, I was on the boat, and I've never looked back. I joined another team. I paddle competitively. I also steer, and I don't know what I would do without dragon boating at this point.
And when was that you started?
I started in January of 2011.
Ah,
Yeah.
so you're an expert now. So can you tell us about where you live? I think we're all interested to know about dragon boating in South Africa and maybe get a glimpse of what it's like where you live.
Yes. Well, Capetown is the southernmost tip of South Africa. We are bordered by the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Where we are in Capetown, you do not get into the water unless you have a wetsuit on. It's very cold. The Indian Ocean is very cold. We have 11 official languages. Life in South Africa is not very straightforward. We have a lot of interesting situations here. Dragon boating is not very large in South Africa, but those that dragon boat are very dedicated. So I'm going to try and switch over now to just a little bit of an overview where you can see us paddling in our Capetown harbor, which is a working harbor. We have fishing vessels, and we have yachts, we have seals, we have all kinds of things going on when we when I steer, I need a whistle, I need to communicate with other yachts. It's not very straightforward. You have to look out for yachts coming in and tugboats coming in and fishing vessels coming in, so you have to move your boat out the way quite quickly. So it's interesting to helm in Capetown. I'm going to try now to switch to a video. Which means I do what? Your screen. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. She's here. Sail away. By the way, if you feel like a home without a roof, because you feel like happiness is the truth, because I'm happy. I know if you know what happiness is to you, because I'm happy. I'm alone if you feel. Don't leave me, honey. This is that. I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down. Bring me down. And love is too hard. Bring me down. Can't nothing. Bring me down. I said, turn around. Bring me down. Can't nothing. Bring me down. And love is too hard. Bring me down. Can't nothing. Bring me down. I said, turn around. Clap along if you feel like a room without hope you guys enjoyed that. Can you
Lenora,
hear me?
that was really interesting to see, for me anyway,
Great.
just to see that part of the world, and that, you know what, it's beautiful, but it's the same, isn't it? It's the same boat, the same paddles, and doing the same
Right.
thing. That's so
That's
cool. So I noticed a lot of familiar faces too, which was kind of nice.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
from
we so enjoyed our time in Spain with you, Pat.
yeah, that was fun. So what about goals and events coming up now? What are your plans? I know COVID has set us all back, but where are you going from here?
Well, from here, we nobody really knows. We are kind of beggars at the waterfront. We don't have our own space. Our boats are in the water 24/7, 7 days a week. So we have to take them out regularly and clean them, and we have to be at the mercy of whatever the waterfront rules are. And the harbor masters change, and they come up with new rules. So we try to just really behave ourselves. And there's only about 8 or 9 clubs in Cape Town. It was in 1992 that 2 ceremonial boats were given to us by our sister city in Taiwan. And that's kind of how it began. It began primarily on a corporate level. And then years later, after corporates really began to enjoy it, some people began to take it more seriously and said this could be competitive. And we had some boats made here. And that's kind of how it began. Breast cancer dragon boating began in 2006. And I've had the privilege of paddling with a breast cancer team as well as a competitive team. And it's too far for us, to be honest, to travel internationally too much. But we welcome a lot of international guests. We try and host as many people as we can on our boats. And every sort of 3 to 4 years, we try and manage to raise enough funds to travel. So the way forward is uncertain. We certainly hope we can keep it afloat, literally. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lenora. That was awesome. It was great to have a glimpse of. It's good to see you again, and nice to know a little bit more about where you are. And if anybody wants to get a hold of Lenora, you can email Liz or myself, and we have her email address. And Lenora's already said she's happy to talk to you and share information. And
yeah, I mean, Cape Town is quite a tourist destination. So when we are able to travel again, do let us know. That's the wonderful thing about dragon boating, is that you can, if you're going to travel somewhere, you can Google and find a team and join them. That's the incredible thing about dragon boating, is that it is so international. We're very fortunate that we get to paddle 12 months of the year. We're not limited to summer paddling only. Our weather allows that. The only thing that keeps us off of the boat is too much wind. But otherwise, we're able to travel all year and paddle all year long. So we're very fortunate.
Thank you, Lenora. And can we all come at once? Have you got room for all of us to show up at once?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Oh, we do. We'll make room, indeed.
Okay. Can you, Lenora, thanks again. Can you pass me the host again, please?
Okay.
Actually, you know what? You can pass it directly over to Alfredo.
To Alfredo.
And while she's doing that,
And make host.
I'm just going to introduce Alfredo a little bit more here. And we've actually met before. We paddled in the same festival a few times. And I think we might even shared a boat in the Guinness record, world record that we set in Spain, I think 3 years ago. And yeah, it was a 24-hour deal that was just a blast. And we did it right after, remember this, it was immediately following the festival where everybody was tired and the beer tent was out there and people were having beers. And then Jorge says, okay, now we have to meet. We're going to paddle for 24 hours. And it happened. That was a lot of fun. I loved it over there. Anyway, Alfredo, are you the host now?
Yes.
Okay, Alfredo, my first question to you, and again, thank you for joining us as well. How did you get started in Dragon Boat?
Okay, well, hello everybody. I'm really excited to be here, and thank you for inviting me. Well, I started by a happy coincidence. I was invited to try by a friend, is Belen. If she listens to me, I will never be too grateful for this. I tried, and it turned out to be a great experience. And as I was kind of stocky, I was invited to try later a regular training with the competitive team there in Cartagena. And well, this experience was great. At the very beginning, I was keen on fitness and hiking, so I thought I was in a good shape. But I was trying to not to have a heart attack, just keep breathing, and trying to, well, not to disappoint the crew. And then the coach said, "Okay, we have finished the warming up." And I say, "What?" And I discovered that I was not really in such a good shape. So, well, anyway, I'm proud to say that I say we because I tried with my girlfriend, and then I always speak in plural because I am so lucky to share that passion. So we together, and so we finished the training without stopping, and then we continued in the team, in the competitive team. And well, I have been paddling for over about 5 years, and I'm paddling with the Dragon Bears. It's a group of, we are kind of a family now. We are a group of friends who share the same view and the same way of understanding this sport, the same sense of commitment, sacrifice, and fun as well. And we are paddling nowadays in Mar Menor, with the people of Club de Piragüismo Mar Menor, with Dani Vives, because the conditions of the water there are excellent, even though I am from Cartagena and I love Cartagena's harbor. Very similar to Capetown, by the way, Lenora. It reminded me my own city. And well, since I discovered this sport, I've never stopped, and I love it.
Great. And I tell you, the group in Spain and Cartagena and San Pedro and Torrevieja, and you'll name the other cities. It's a very enthusiastic group, and you guys have got a more serious presence at national or world championships now too, which is great. Do you want to tell us, just before we find out? Sort of lost you there. Just before we get into a little bit about where you live, do you want to share your experience with the Guinness record, that Guinness experience?
Wow, that is no doubt the most awesome experience I've had. One of the greatest moments in Dragon boating. I think I was not sure, but I think that in the first hour that we were paddling, I think that maybe were steering us. I'm not sure, but I think it was you, Pat, the one who
Did you go fast?
We were like a rocket.
That must have been me.
Yeah, I was in the same boat with Mindy and Jody from USA. That is when I got to know them. They were the first strokes, and I was just in the second seat position, and I was translating when the steersman or woman was speaking in Spanish. I was translating for them, and it was fun, and well, it was a great effort, a real challenge. And I have included one picture of it in my presentation, almost in the end, because it was great.
Okay, well, and that's a great segue into, I think we'd like to know about where you live too, about Cartagena and about, and I don't know if you have photos of if it's Cartagena or San Pedro or where you train or Mar Menor, but can you tell us a little bit about where you live?
Yeah, sure, I'd love. So I'm going to share I have a presentation. If I know how to share a screen, okay, I think it's, okay, I'll try. Okay, can you see
it's coming up?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the Dragon Bears. This is the logo of my team. We are senior paddlers, and I just wanted to show off with the logo. It's, okay. Well, in Spain, we are Dragon Boat started about 15 years ago, more or less. It started in Mar Menor. We are in the south of the north. So when you say Lenora was in the south and we were going to the north, I am not used to be considered in the north. Anyway, we are lucky to live in a place where we can paddle all the year round, even in winter, at night, even though some people think we are crazy, but the weather conditions allow us to paddle every single day, except for the wind, as in Cape Town. When it is too windy, it's impossible, at least in Cartagena. Okay, in the north, for example, I would like to start with speaking about, there are a couple of teams, which are Galicia and Asturias, up in the north of Spain. For us, they are great paddlers. They are, I think, honestly, truth be told, they are the best. Maybe the gastronomy, the beautiful landscapes, I don't know, but they are really strong. But I must say that we are getting closer to them. So, and in the south, we have Seville. There are also, they have great conditions to paddle in the river. In Seville, there are a couple of teams, Triana and Seville Dragon. We are a small community, so we almost know each other. And then in the southeast, in my area, I live in Cartagena, and you see that this kind of triangle is Mar Menor. It's a seawater lagoon. It is the biggest lagoon of salt water in Spain. I don't know if also in Europe. And we have two clubs in Cartagena, Club Náutico Santa Lucía, which is, it was my club. I love it, and also Real Club de Regatas. When I started, when I tried for the first time. This is my city. This is Cartagena. It's a small city. It's you know, it was founded about around 3,000 years ago by the Carthaginians, and then it was a capital of the Roman Empire here in Spain. So we are very proud of our ruins, the Roman theater, and our history. Sometimes I think that we have more past than future, when I'm not optimistic, but okay, this is we have modernist buildings, very nice architecture, and it's a natural bay surrounded by hills and the natural port. And sometimes steering here is kind of a challenge because we are also have traffic, fishing boats, industrial boats, merchants. So, and well, this is another picture of the port, the Roman theater. It is a really nice area to paddle. Also, when the weather is nice, we go out a little bit to the rocky coast. This is, well, a training of the Spanish selection, and this is Santa Lucia Club. This is the premises of Santa Lucia. Great people. Santa Lucia, they kind of balance the competition team and also social team. They have two sides of the inclusion and competition. Also, Real Club de Regatas, they have BCS, Vientos de Cartagena, the BCS division, and also the young paddlers, the junior paddlers, who are trained by Pedro Pardo, and he's getting great results with the young ones. And then Mar Menor. I really loved training here because the conditions are excellent, the salinity of the water, the biodiversity is an ecological treasure in this area. And the two main clubs are my club, Dragon Boat Mar Menor in yellow, and Dragon Boat Pinatar, which actually it was the cradle of the Dragon Boat in Spain. It was where it was bought by, I think, Jorge Carracedo. I am also really grateful to him for bringing this well, my passion right now. So, and also the crew of Pinatar, the ones who started all of this. We have beautiful sunsets here when the sea is quiet. And so it's a real pleasure to train here. This is the crew of Pinatar, the first crew in Spain, and with the coach Maria Salud, who is a great girl. And it was started also by Pedro Lopez, Isaac, Alicia, a bunch of crazy young people, really, really nice. This is my club, Dragon Boat Mar Menor. my people, Dragon Beers. This was the first and last race of the Regional League before the lockdown. So we were doing great. Actually, we won that race. And then because of this coronavirus thing, everything was stopped, sadly. And this is really important, the Flamenco Rosa. They are the first BCS team in Spain. Lovely girls. I had the honor of paddling with them several occasions, just in, you know, in trainings and train together with Maxi and the girls. They are lovely people. And also you can see that the water of the Mar Menor is like a mirror. It's beautiful. Wait a second. And this photograph is really special because it was the very first time when the Flamenco Rosa started. On a boat, and the lady on the left is Janet Collins. She was the lady who introduced BCS in Spain. So we owe much to her. Unfortunately, she is not with us, but we have fond memories. I didn't know personally her, but well, we owe her the BCS in Spain. This is Silvia, the coach of the BCS. And well, of course, you are invited to come whenever you want. And this is in the Guinness. It was the last but 1 hour of the 24 hours, the hour 23. I was with Mindy, Jolie, and the rest of the crew. And it was the moment when the record was reached, when we just passed the distance of 266 kilometers, I think. The last but 1 hour. So, and this is how we are going to be after the lockdown when we go back to the sea, because it's been 2 months since we are making a spongy cake and trying with new food at home. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed the pictures. And that's all. I'm going to try to give back the host to Pat. It's okay?
Okay.
Let me know if I know how to do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the host now. Great.
Okay.
And I can't get rid of your PowerPoint for some reason.
Sorry?
I'm trying to, your PowerPoint's still on the screen. Is that on everybody's screen?
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, good. Alfredo, that was great. I got to think everybody really enjoyed that. It was a great tour of south northern Spain.
Yes. Sorry, and I just wanted to say something. I just want to say hello to the other teams, Los Troncos, Málaga, Valencia, you know, Torrevieja. And if I have forgotten one, please forgive me. I was a little bit nervous, but I want to say hello to the other crews in Spain.
Great. So I got to ask you, the name of your crew, Beers, sort of hits home for me. Is that, did you name your crew that after the lockout?
Sorry?
Did you name your crew the Dragon Beers after the lockout?
It's funny because although we love the beer, but we should call the Dragon Coke Zero, because most of us now drink water and Coke more than beer. But we have a couple of teammates that drink beer for the rest of us. So we can keep the name.
Well, listen, if you change your name, save me a shirt.
Yeah, we will.
Listen,
I have one question. On your slide, you showed a picture of Seville.
Yes.
Now, is that where they're going to hold the Worlds?
Yes.
That,
Yes. If my memory doesn't fail, it is supposed to be there in the river. Yes. Great.
and 2023?
Since so, if things go well, yes, hopefully.
That's
it's a
amazing.
great place. Beautiful city.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alfredo, thank you. That was fun. Thanks for joining us, and let's stay in touch. Maybe there's some other things that we can do, and hopefully we'll be in Spain in the fall, and a little, not sort of self-promotion, whether it's our camp or not, but it's a beautiful place, and there are a lot of good paddlers there.
Yeah, hope to see you here soon.
We need good paddlers for the Intercontinental Cup because we can't let you win. Okay, it looks like I am the host. And our third presentation is, where are we going now? We're jetting back across the ocean to South America to hook up with Ana Marcos and her husband Alejandro. Now the internet there hasn't been super reliable, so we're going to do the best we can with it. So, and again, English is not their first language, so let's really try to be careful with the muting and the background noise. Ana and her husband Alejandro founded Dragon Boat in Argentina, so they started it from nothing. So their story could be very interesting. So Ana, and I would ask you guys to go to speaker view now, and that way that we should be able to see Ana come up there. I'm seeing as Alfredo right now. How did that happen? What are you guys seeing on your screen?
I'm seeing you.
Okay, and Ana?
Did you pass?
Alejandro?
Yes.
Ah, there you are. Beautiful, beautiful. The two of you. Husband and wife in Dragon Boat. Love it. How would you like to share with us how you guys got started in Dragon Boat? How did you discover Dragon Boat?
Okay. We are Ana and Alejandro from Argentina. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to share this activity for all of you. Okay, we started this activity almost 8 years ago in Australia, in Canberra, because we were posting there. One day, we were running around the Griffith Lake, that is the main lake in Canberra, and we saw the Ice Dragon tents. They are in the open day. They promote the activity, and they were invited people to participate in the Dragon Boat. So we start with this team. We start training 3 times a week, and we start with competing in the regional and local tournaments. The season there are from October until March, and there comes the nationals. That means all the clubs go to one city and they compete each other. In Canberra, we were part of 2 teams. I want to say thank you very, very much, Ice Dragons and Dragon Flyers and people from Canberra and Australia, to give us the opportunity to share this activity and to know this activity that is new for us. We never practiced before. We both team, for Ice Dragon and Dragon Flyers, we compete in local and national tournaments. And also, we compete with another team, the ACT Flyers. The ACT Flyers is the team of the Canberra state. There are competition between states. It's not only clubs, state versus states. That is our first competition in Australia. And also we compete overseas Australia because, for instance, Ice Dragon was invited for China in the 4 cities tournament competition. That is 3 weeks, travel around China, competed with local teams and other international teams. That's happened during our times in Australia. When we returned to Argentina, we returned to our country 2 years ago. Because we love this sport, we try to recreate this activity in Argentina, but it's not easy. It's not easy to start. It's like in the life, the first steps are so difficult, but in other way, you feel good because you try to recreate new things for your people. When we come here, we find only some small groups, no clubs, small groups of women cultural survivors who trains regularly, and then some group of paddlers, but for other activities like kayak or rigger, canoe, or other sport activities, who only come together to participate in the Dragon Boat competition once a year. Only in the New Year, China organized the New Year. Oh, the first team when we create is the Riders Club.
Yeah.
Riders Group.
Riders team.
Riders team, yes. We compete this year in the China Festival. Because we are a mixed team, but we compete in the twin men's boat because they don't accept at the moment the mixed teams. You want to continue?
Yes. We have this team. We create this team in the first moment. We thinking when arriving Buenos Aires is not a dragon boat and say, oh, we need the dragon boat. What we can do? Because in the cities was the boat in the port, but nobody paddle there. We going around running and say, why the boat is nobody there? We have to create a club. We invite some friends for the gym, some runners, some people from Kung Fu, practice Kung Fu, you know, the people, yeah. We create a team. At the first moment, we have been only 6 people in the boat, in the 20th boat. We start training with them. And when arrived the first competition this year in January, in the end of January, we are around 18 people. At the moment, we are 18 people, 15 men and 3 women. We plan this year some of them go to Spain, to the training camp with Pat and Liz. We hope the coronavirus stop because we want to do that. And the next year we plan to go to China. We have the invitation to go to China. We love Dragon Boat. This is our history. It's a small history, but we try to do something.
That's a wonderful story, and your passion comes through loud and clear. That's really nice. That's unusual that you have, for me anyway, in North America, that you've got 15 men and 3 women.
Yes.
For us, it's the other way around. We're always we have more women than men. We can't get enough men in our boats. So bring some over.
Yes.
Bring some over to us. So
yes.
I think as in Spain and in Cape Town, we'd be interested to know about where you live. What's it like? Okay. Where do you live and what's it like there?
Yes. In Argentina, we have where we training is in the Madero port. There have a very big bridge, is the Woman Bridge, and we training there. This is our place for training. We have the center of the city have a very big monument they call Obelisco. You can say something about the parks.
About Buenos Aires, we are 3 million inhabitants here, and it's crazy because we are 3 million people who live in front of the River Plate. But I don't know why the water sports are not so popular here. You know, soccer, football, basketball, rugby are popular in Argentina, but no water sport. But it's strange because 3 million people are living in front of the water. So there are another water sport like kayak or rigger or paddles, but a dragon boat, sorry, is not so popular.
The dragon boat here start in 2012, but the people don't train in regular. They only meet together to training 1 week before the competition, the big competition. We want to change that that situation, but we'll see what happens. Because for us, it's good to training during all the season, you know, regular, 3 times per week or something like this. We
So-
try to doing that.
Are there other clubs in Argentina, other teams, or is it? Do you have the only club there now, or what's going on there?
We have not a club. We are just a group of people. There are not clubs in Argentina, dragon boat clubs. There are no clubs. It's only people who
Teams. They are teams.
Yes, teams.
In some province, they are teams. They are teams from Dragon Breast. In Buenos Aires, have one team from Dragon Breast, but the Dragon Breast team training regular. This is the only team who train regular.
And how did you end up with a boat down in Argentina, or the dragon boat?
Sorry?
How did a dragon boat, the actual boat, find its way to Argentina?
I think China want to promote this activity to the West countries. And remember, in Argentina, have a lot of people from different parts of the world. There are also some people from China here who emigrate to Argentina. And maybe because it's a popular sport from them, I think that China try to promote this sport in the West country, also in Argentina. There are no, I think, in all our country, there are no more than 10 dragon boats for 20 people, and maybe 4 to 10 people. That's all. Some of them are boats for the people, for the members, but the majority of them, I think, comes in Argentina for China to promote this kind of sport.
Yeah.
But you know what's happening in Argentina? The Argentine athletes always compete in the individual sport, like tennis, or soccer is not only one, but you know, one is the start, like Messi or Maradona. And dragon boat is an activity that you can be the start, only the 5%. You are the 5% of the boat are you. So that is the team competition. It's not individual competition. So I think we have to change our mentality here. That is another job.
Yes. In the last competition, in the last festival, we have 12 teams, only 12 teams. And the teams coming from different parts of Argentina, but they training only 1 week before the festival, you know?
We are ready.
Yes, and we try to change this mentality and say, no, you have to train in dragon boat during 3 times per week regular. This is what in this shop we are.
Well, you know, I gotta commend you guys, and for those of you that have just met them for the first time, Anna and Alejandro have taken the beginner and advanced coaching courses. They're looking for every opportunity. They're totally invested in this sport, and I really admire what you're doing to grow the sport down there. I know it's difficult. I can hear it in your voices, but I also hear the passion coming from you as well. And good things are going to happen. It's a tough sell for you. I get that. But you know, thank you for sharing that with us, and stay in touch, because anything we can do to help you, to support you grow the sport, we will. It's the world of dragon boat, whether it's in Spain or England or South Africa, you know, everybody wants to see you succeed. And there's a lot of resources out there. So hopefully we can support you that way. So thanks again. Now they have a PowerPoint presentation that we weren't brave enough to let them use today because their internet has been unreliable in the past. So it will be on the recorded version. You'll see it there. And as it turned out, your internet was very reliable, so we missed out on that. But it will be on the recorded version, so I would suggest if you're interested to, I suggest that you be interested and then to check it out. So thanks again, guys. It was a pleasure seeing you as usual.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to go back across the ocean into the jungles of Central Florida for a Mondrell moment. I'm going to pass the host over to Mondrell, hoping that he'll give it back to me at some stage.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm the host, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Okay, Mondrell here. I'm not on the screen though. Let's see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Before I get into my piece, I have a little business with Alfredo. So I'm thinking that this beers team, I think I'd be a really good fit. Is it possible for you to save me a seat? I think that's probably the team I would really excel on. I actually have the hat already. Yeah, so if you could just save me a seat, I'm interested. The beers team. I'm all about the beers team. Okay. All right.
You are in.
Good deal. Okay, today my piece is on the clown in the boat. Most teams have a clown in their boat. If you don't have one, I'm going to tell you why you need one. Okay, the clown in the boat is basically the person that jokes around a little bit, makes practice fun for the rest of us. If you have a coach if you go to practice and your coach says quiet in the boat and you just go out for an hour and you can't talk and the coach just screams at you and you come in and you load your boat and go home, it's not much fun. I think every boat needs a clown. So what the clown does, the clown's role is to lighten the mood in the boat and to, the clown sort of helps people relax in the boat. You know, practice can be stressful, and the clown just kind of lightens the mood in the boat. With the clown, it's all about timing. The clown can't be disruptive to the practice, but there's certainly a place in the boat for the clown. Sometimes, like the boat that I paddle on, that Pat coaches, we'll stop halfway through practice and he'll ask if anyone has a joke, and we'll tell a joke, and you'd be surprised what it can do to a practice. We can be having a bad practice, we stop, we tell a joke, we take a little break, we go back to practice, and the entire practice can change, the mood of the practice, just from the clown. The clown can change the entire practice. There's also leadership in the clown, believe it or not. The clown is someone that is friendly towards everyone, and it's someone that people in the boat, they're very approachable. So if someone in the boat is having a problem, they usually don't have any problem approaching the clown to talk about maybe a problem they're having in the boat. Maybe it's easier sometimes to go to the clown than it is to go to the coach, just because they know the reaction of the clown. So there is leadership in being a clown. Probably some of you are thinking that, well, Mondrell's probably the clown in his boat. Not as often as you would think. When I feel the need to be the clown, I step up into that role. But what I am is I am the clown instigator. So I'm the guy that can nudge the clown, kind of behind the scenes a little bit. And the clown loves an audience, and the clown loves to be nudged. So it doesn't take much usually. We used to have a guy in our boat that would tell a joke every practice. Then he got injured and left. Then we had another guy that kind of picked up on that role of becoming the joke teller. He started not coming to practice. I felt like we needed a joke teller. So the night before practice, just as you set out your equipment, so your paddle, your PFD, your seat pad, I would always go on the internet and I'd find a joke so that I was prepared for practice. So being prepared for practice with a joke. So then all of a sudden I'm the big joke teller on the boat. I think that's about all I have on that. But so I guess what I'm saying is that there's a place in the boat for the clown, and every boat needs one. For a modest fee and travel expenses, I'm willing to come to your club and serve the role as your clown. So contact me, personal message, and maybe we can set something up. I want to go over. I want to show you the original hat I had for today was more of a clown hat, but I still want to be on the beers team. I'm all in. So I have this. This is kind of a clown hat. This is the kind of hat the clown would wear, right? So this is my clown hat. See that how it matches the shirt and everything? It's kind of cool. The thing that's cool about this hat too is that it's reversible. So if I'm wearing red, I can wear this hat on the other side. It's kind of cool. It's a really, it basically is a clown hat though. Let me get to my motivational board for today. I had to find a quote about humor, and so here's what I came up with. A sense of humor is part of the art of leadership, of getting along with people, of getting things done. That's quote was by Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was the 34th president of the United States. So take it for what it's worth. So this sort of shows you there is value in humor and the clown. Fortunately, next week I will be traveling to my coaching position in Wisconsin. I won't be able to be on the show, but if the producers are willing to have me, I'm willing to come back in 2 weeks with another Mondrell moment. That's about it for today. I'm going to try to switch this over back to Pat without screwing it up. Okay. You should be the host.
That was awesome. That was awesome, Mondrell. Unfortunately,
I got my beers hat back on.
Yeah. We'll arm wrestle for that seat. That was great. Well, what a great day. That worked out really well. People from all over the country or all over the world, and really nice stories. Beautiful cities, beautiful places where you guys paddle. And as far as Anna and Alejandro go, don't forget to check out on the recorded version their PowerPoint presentation and some pictures I think that they have as well where they're from. So I'm going to turn that over, and thanks again, everybody. I'm going to turn this over to Tim, and he's going to talk to us about the next week's episode. The version is going to be available on Tim William Smith, his YouTube channel, on Heat International Facebook, and there's actually a Heat International YouTube channel as well now. So Tim, I'm going to pass that over to you. You seem to be on the big screen anyway, but I'll pass that over to you.
That's fine. I can stay there. No Problem about being the host. My thanks to Anna and Alejandro and Alfredo and Lenora. My channel is not called Tim William Smith. It's called Gross Paddling Happiness, because that is what we do. Anyway, next week is going to be the 19th. Next Friday, it's going to be Paddle the World number 8. We're going to have an Irish focus next week. This is the Emerald Isle. We're going to have Julie Doyle. A lot of you might know Julie Doyle from the IDBF and the EDBF, but she is also the founder and the chair of the Irish Dragon Boat Association. So she'll be talking to us about where they are now, how they got there, and where they're going in the light of COVID-19 and other future challenges and opportunities. Then we're going up north and west to Donegal, Killybegs particularly. Sean Conahan, a friend of mine. Sean Conahan is the active nutrition teacher. And I'll quote from his script here. It says, he is a passionate nutrition teacher who is on a mission no less, to the Irish people to take control of their health and happiness through their diet. Now, he's been helping out Donegal Dragons, and also some kids in his area. But his message about health, diet and nutrition is going to be relevant to all of us. So I'm really looking forward to that. He'll do a presentation and we'll have some Q&As from him as well. Then we'll go down south to Cork. And I found a gentleman called Mark O'Connor, who's a breast cancer paddler, very unusual, big burly Irishman, breast cancer paddler. He's exactly the man I want to get the message out regarding breast cancer paddling for men and also all cancer survivor paddling for men. So he'll be telling us about his experiences down south. And then I'll talk a little bit about warm-ups and happy stuff, and that's fine. And lastly, but not leastly, we'll have Dr. Layla coming back for some Q&As. So rather than doing a presentation, if you have some questions for Layla about anything to do with sports science and nutrition, could you either email them to me or Pat? Me, I'm Tim William Smith, so my email is tim.w.smith786@gmail.com, tim.w.smith786@gmail.com, or send them to Pat and send them through to me. There'll be lots of questions for her anyway. But if you've got a particular question you want, send that to me, and we make sure you get top billing for that. And lastly but not leastly, we'll be going to one of our guests who'll give us their special dragon boat moment. So it's like the Mike Mondrell sort of moment, but one of our guests will have a special moment for you, and that's all there is to it. So looking forward to your presence and your sociable niceness next week, Friday the 19th, usual time. That's all from me. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Brilliant. All done. Back to you, Pat.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. And stay safe, make good choices, and we'll see you next week. Mondrell, have a safe trip home. All of you, wherever you are now, have a safe trip home if you're flying around the country. Talk to you later.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.